Good morning, welcome back to Travelling Box with me, Tanya. This one and this lot. It's bright and early, very early. We got up at 5 o'clock this morning, as you can tell, because we are heading off to the Isle of Wight today, and that means we've got to catch the Wight ferry from Portsmouth to Fishbourne. That departs at 11:20. We've had one communication that says to get there 3 hours early and one that says to get there 1 hour early. So we've split the difference and we're planning on getting there about 2 hours early. So yes, let's hope for a good one. I'm a little bit nervous because I've never towed onto a ferry before. I've actually never driven onto a ferry before. I've been a passenger, but not actually doing the driving. So this will be interesting. So we're at the Portsmouth Wight ferry entrance, and we've been asked to pull over because apparently there's a backlog queue and there's no room for us. So here we are, sat on the side of the road waiting for someone to come and get us, but I've got a really sick feeling in my stomach. 10 minutes ago I realised I forgot to pick up my caravan keys as I walked out the door, and they're at home. So yeah, great. Gonna have to call a caravan engineer out when we get to site so that we can get in the van. Marvellous!
Yeah. It's coming in at a weird angle.
Straighten up in a minute. So we're about to board our ferry. Switch around in a minute and you can see, but all the cars are going in and hopefully it will be easy for us. Hopefully. On the ferry. So, as you can see, we're in the van. We've arrived on site, pitched up, and one of the wardens came out with a selection of keys to his own van, and he managed to open our door. He's also managed to unlock the battery box and the cassette toilet flap thing. The only thing we can't get into is my gas locker, and that's got my Wastemaster, my electric hookup leads and all things like that in it, my winders for the steadies. So what I've done is the chap in that van there loaned me his winder to wind down the steadies so we could get the van stable. And I've bought an EHU cable from reception for £45 so we can have hookup. But I've just been sat here under the bench trying to figure out which fuses I've blown because there's no power, and apparently there's no power on the entire site. My mum's just come and told me because they've been doing the same thing in their motorhome, trying to figure out why they've got no power. No power on the site.
It's blown.
Some days things just don't work out very well, do they? But you know what, we're just going to make the best of it somehow. Oh my god, what a day. Seriously, what a day. So we left home at 6:30 in the end. Traffic on the M1 and the M25 was awful even at that time in the morning. So we arrived at Portsmouth at about 9:45 and then had to hang around a bit before we were let in, which was fine, but by the time we got in there I was absolutely bursting for a pee, absolutely bursting. So it was a quick get out, but check in, it's number plate recognition, so that was really easy going through the check-in procedures to get on the ferry. Not an issue at all. The only times I've been on a ferry previously would be to go to south of France, and that was a completely different, you know, passports and everything else. So this is so much easier. And then of course I realised I don't have caravan keys with me, which really put the spanner in the works as far as my mental state was concerned. I was like, what are we gonna do? So that spoiled the ferry journey somewhat, for me anyway. But deck 4 of the ferry is pet friendly, so you can go up there with your dogs. Didn't bring Perry with us up there because I know he would have hated it. He was safer in the car with his litter tray and everything else, so we left him in the car, took the 3 dogs up, sat outside and watched Portsmouth leaving us, and the Isle of Wight approaching. It was lovely. Would have been better if I'd have been in a happier headspace. And then we get to the site. It's 20 minutes from the port to the campsite, so that was nice and easy. Got here, and then of course fortunately one of the wardens could let us into the van, so at least we have that. But then we had no power. On half of the Isle of Wight, 36 postcodes have got no power, so that was great. It's now 6:30, starving. We have power now. It's been restored, so I can now cook the dinner. Incidentally, while we were waiting for power and everything else, I dismantled the lock on the battery locker, which we'd managed to undo, and took that out and read the code on the barrel, which then meant I could go on to replacementkeys.com and order a new key. I've also ordered another battery isolation key, which is being delivered here, hopefully. It says guaranteed next day delivery. It was quite late when I ordered, so I'm hoping I will get that by Wednesday. But yeah, for anyone who's ever worried about losing keys, check the barrel of the lock, and you can order from replacementkeys.com. £3.95 for the key, so not bad at all. I was thinking that I was going to end up having to go to the ferry again, drive back home, pick up the keys and then come back across on the ferry, which would have been exorbitantly expensive for such a stupid mistake. And I do feel really cross with myself. It's not something I've ever done before, but our whole situation was different this time. I'd hitched up the caravan last night and got it all ready to rock and roll first thing this morning, so that I didn't wake up the neighbours and stuff, and that completely changed the way I do things and changed my routine, which meant I walked out without my keys because I didn't need to access the caravan. Hey ho, hopefully we'll get the keys pretty soon. We've got power back. The new electric hookup cable, 45 quid down the drain, but hey, it's a nice new one. And it's never a bad thing to have new stuff every so often. I tell myself right now anyway. But at least it's working. At least the campsite now has power. So to all intents and purposes, we're fine. The only thing I really can't do, we couldn't open the lock for the flush, the toilet flush. So there's no toilet flush right now. But other than that, We have a roof over our heads.
Yay.
We have, pretty soon, food in our bellies, and there's always wine.
Welcome to the Isle of Wight. Welcome, welcome, come, come, come. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, come, come, come.
Good to be eating?
Yeah.
How is it?
Nice.
What is it?
Spaghetti, tomato sauce. No, I don't know what this is. Onion. And what is this?
Crab meat,
Oh,
spaghetti, baby leaf spinach, red onion, and that pasta sauce we like from Aldi.
Yum.
Very easy. So that was a day. Not quite the smooth, easy journey I had anticipated and looked forward to, but the ferry crossing was lovely, very easy, nice and short. The campsite looks lovely. I'll show more of that to you during the course of the week when I'm not so frazzled and I've had a good night's sleep after a long day's travelling and trying to figure things out, like not having my keys with me. So yeah, I'm going to settle down for the evening now. I won't be up late tonight. I'm absolutely exhausted. It's been a long day. Yeah, just to also let you guys know, I had my pelvic scan yesterday at 7:20 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday. Who knew that was a thing? Turns out I've got fibroids, which wasn't what I wanted to hear. It explains a lot. It explains why I'm bleeding so heavily and why I've got anemia, why I've been so tired, why I've been experiencing pain and things like that. Quite what the next steps are, I don't know, because I only know what was told from the scan. So I'll be expecting a phone call, I expect, from the doctor at some point to let me know what we do from here. Yeah, it's all good. Tomorrow's a new day. We're on the island of the Isle of Wight. The sunniest place in the UK apparently, although it's raining now. It has been since we arrived. Of course it was raining today of all days.
Wow.
But yes, we will have a better day tomorrow. And we're here for 11 nights. So let's hope we have a fantastic holiday after all of today's escapades. Anyway, I'll bid you good night. Can't talk now. I will bid you good night. And see you tomorrow. Love you lots. Thanks for watching. Bye.